back, man. We got a great show for you today. You aren't going to believe all the things that we have. We've been working on it, and it's all part of the new season, right? So, we've got Gomez. Right here for Gomez. Hey, all right. And Morticia. And Slappy. And oh, there's Charlie. Did you see when the camera's over on Charlie there? Yeah. All skin and bones he is. Been on a diet too long, you know. You can do that. All right. Well, we'll be right back. We got a comedy skit coming up. You aren't going to believe again all the things we got for you. Let's get it on, because it's
Frightfully Brilliant.
I had a horrible dream today, Morticia.
That's why you shouldn't take afternoon naps, Gomez. But go ahead, tell me about it.
It was about the gentle Monday. Little Monday was having a fit because I wouldn't buy her third pet crocodile.
There are a few problems with that, dear. First of all, little Monday hasn't even been born yet. We have no children yet. So you shouldn't be having nightmares just because we picked out names. Second of all, our non-existent daughter doesn't even have one pet crocodile yet.
Oh, that's a good thing because I don't want to share. Those crocodiles eat so much, I'd have to share my chicken.
You probably would. So, but just look on the bright side. Like, real children cause so much more trouble than just like dream children. They really do. Like, did you know that I ever tell you when I was 8 years old, I set my mom on fire?
But I thought you were getting along with her.
No, we're good. It's just like it was the 4th of July and we were celebrating and my mom thought that it would be safe to give me a sparkler to play with because that sounds reasonable. It's a child's thing. And it was. I was a peaceful child. I'm sitting there with my sparkler on a patio and my sister, who's 10 years older than me, watching my brother light this firecracker, and she goes, I don't want to be around when that bad boy goes off. And I'm in my little 8-year-old head going, oh crap. My 18-year-old sister's scared. I am going in the house. So I throw the sparkler down, but it's on concrete. It's a concrete patio. So I thought it'll go out, and I'm edging backward toward the house. And my sister suddenly goes, Mom, you're on fire. So what happened was my mom was standing in front of me, and it really did, this is true, the sparkler like brushed her on the way down. And my very legally blind self did not know this. So that's what happens when you give your blind kid sparklers, but I mean, it normally would have been okay with a normal blind kid. I'm special. So my mom's like, oh my God, and like, you know, my sister puts her shirt out, and she had this big hole in her shirt, but she did not get burned. So, I mean, but that's what happened. And that is
Frightfully Brilliant.
fashion, object, and things is the same.
It's an object
And
today.
what do we have here?
An object.
An object. Yeah, let's look like an object. Boy, insightful.
This is good. We're getting close to Halloween, so we wanted to show you guys all the horrifying, spooky things that are out there. This came out this year. It's a Nosferatu figure by Mego, and Mego was really popular in the 70s. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
And they came out with these. They would change the heads. They would have real clothes on them instead of like the action figure molded clothes. And they would make different heads, but the body was all the same prototype. So I don't know. I wouldn't be into that because I don't want all the bodies of all my figures to look the same. Like,
yeah,
we're all different, man. So one Mego is enough for me because I'm good. But this one is Nosferatu. He's the vampire from the silent film 1922. It came out. This guy's the scariest vampire ever. This guy is where the whole Dracula with bat-looking ears came out.
Yeah.
Because when the Nosferatu film was made, the guy who did it actually wanted to do the silent film of Dracula, but he could not get the copyright yet.
Oh,
so
yeah.
he had to make it was pretty much the Dracula plot, but he had to make it look different. So he's like, okay, let's make it really scary. Look at this guy, he's scary.
Yeah.
He is bald, he's got these pointed bat ears, this hooked nose, and he's got a scary like snarl, and he just looks scary. I mean, this guy coming at me in the dark would be scary because he does not look human. So I think that's kind of cool because it takes the vampires are sexy edge off. Like, he's not sexy.
No.
He's not too sexy for himself, or even for us. He's not sexy at all. So, I mean, like, it's cool, but it's 8 inches, it's posable, you can sit him, stand him, he's a really cute Halloween decor, and he's even available on Walmart.com. You have to look up Mego Nosferatu, and that's M-E-G-O if you want yourself one. Nosferatu action figure, he's about $16 to $18 online, depending on where you get him, give or take. It's a fair price.
Didn't we do the film review on that?
No, we did the film review
did.
on the cabinet of Dr.
I
Caleb
keep getting
Gard.
them mixed up, but
that
we
you
should
got-
do a film review
We
on
will.
it,
In the next show, we will do that.
We should show clips.
Yeah, he's scary. It's good.
Now,
Silent films are
do you all
scary.
have a bunch of models like this? Action figures?
Yeah, but there's another even scarier version of him that was out in 2000, and we have that one too, and it's by a really good company called Mezco, and they made him look really scary. That series is called Silent Screamers, and we'll bring that one for when we do the review.
Silent Screamers,
Yeah.
because it came from the
Silent
silent
film.
era?
They did a whole series. My favorite Jekyll and Hyde figure is from there. He's green
yeah.
and he's got this long kind of witchy face and claws, and he's awesome. So we will bring that version next time and show when we do the Nosferatu review. But it's even scarier. This one's probably closer to the movie, and that one just took it even scarier.
Yeah.
But if you guys are just like, you don't want the regular hokey Walmart Halloween decorations and you want something sincerely creepy on your side table, check him out. Look him up online. Mego Nosferatu. He came out this year, so he's just in time for your Halloween table, wherever you want to put him.
Now, do you all have a Halloween table?
No, we have a whole Halloween house. It's like,
David, we don't
he
just have
hangs
a
out on
table, we got
he
all
hangs
the
out on
tables.
my desk. This particular guy lives on my desk in the bedroom beside the computer.
Wow.
My computer table has all kinds of stuff. It's got Blinky the ghost. It's got a big spider bowl with Stripe the gremlin inside. It's got all kinds of stuff. So he fits
That
right
keeps the
in.
mice away, huh?
I don't know. Sometimes they're all feeling spooky and they come up and hang out. They're so cute though. So that is him, and that
Was frightfully brilliant.
And we are back. And now we're going to review some fiction. And this is kind of interesting. I got a sneak peek at this before the show. Go ahead, take it away.
the theme song's playing in my head, but I don't remember all the words. Monsters, something, something, they'll be coming your way. They'll be moving and a-grooving and a-moaning and a-groaning, and you'll find them at the Monster Cafe.
Yeah.
And it's just on my head, so I had to share. But I'm sure I got some of those words wrong. But it's a show called The Monster Cafe. When I first watched it, I got it from a really good YouTuber called Shrouded Hand. I love his channel, and he uses it as his theme song. And I went, what is this? This is amazing. We talked about him on our last episode. And I was, this is amazing. And he told me it's from the show Monster Cafe. And I'm like, sounds like something I need in my life to know about. So I watched it, and I didn't know it was for kids because it was sophisticated. And they canceled it because it was scaring the little children in the UK, where it came from. It's a British show, scaring the little tots. So I took it off, and it's like, see, I told you it wasn't for kids. So it was just like a comedy kind of cartoon. But, you know, there's adult cartoons. So I thought that's what it was. But it's cute. It's not like dark. But it's about, obviously, a monster cafe.
And we have a graphic that's now showing and from that series. It looks really cool, doesn't it?
It does. And it's on YouTube. You can watch pretty much the whole series free.
Really?
Yeah, just put it in on YouTube, Monster Cafe, Ep 1, Ep 2, Ep 3, etc. Or full episodes, and that's how you search it. But
Wow.
it's got the leader. It's kind of like a
cool.
spoof of Frankenstein, because there's the Baroness, who's the dark villainess, like the creator of Frankenstein. The doctor was not a nice guy in the book.
Oh, yeah.
So they understood that for Monster Cafe, which I really like. But the Baroness is like the girl version. They made it like the girl version. And she owns the Monster Cafe, and she kind of runs it, but she's not nice. And the people that work for her are, Frankie is a girl, and she's a robot. She's the smartest monster. And she doesn't like the Baroness because Baroness isn't nice. But Frankie's really friendly and nice, and she's a robot. And then there's Igor, who's an Igor, and he has a pet trash bin that's really cute. And then there's, oh my God, Mummy, who's a mummy. And he has a speech impediment, so I think he says R's instead of M, so he would call himself Rummy.
You have one of the most amazing memories. I'm just listening to you, and I'm going, whoa.
But no, I don't. I can't remember the guy who comes in and eats all the nasty food that they think is good food. And he's What's his name? Oh,
An amazing brain.
he's unimportant. I don't know. Sorry. All right, Gomez, would you like to talk about Monster Cafe?
Yes, it was interesting. I keep looking every time I see a British show. I check how many Harry Potter characters there are, and I always usually find one. So in this case,
Small group.
the actress that plays Frankie, Isabel Middleton, she was the one that played Sybil Trelawney. So,
No way, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I
Frankie
had-
was such a cool. She sounded so much younger
Yeah.
than somehow. Oh, cute.
Yeah, so I'm like, he's
So what he's
Frankie.
trying to say is there are not a lot of people in the UK.
Yes, they all usually get recycled somehow. They're either in Game of Thrones these days or in Harry Potter, like one or the other.
I love it. So,
But yeah, I like the concept. I liked how they exaggerated the comedy, where instead, first of all, there was the science element and the comic elements accentuated so much that the horror is kind of redundant. I don't see it, like Morticia said, as scary.
Yeah.
The only reason it failed because they showed it on BBC Kids, and they probably
Yeah.
shouldn't have.
No.
let it be an adult show. It wasn't like
No.
inappropriate for kids. I mean, I would have
Right.
loved it as a kid, but it would have gone over more just for adults because I think it was more sophisticated humor. Like it wasn't improper or anything.
No.
It's just jokes that, like, I loved Danger Mouse as a kid. It's a British show about a mouse and his assistant and a hamster. It wasn't scary though, but it was more of an adult cartoon. But they did show it for kids. But it was like just sophisticated.
Yeah, and actually Bugs Bunny and Porky Pig back in the 30s and 40s were intended for an adult audience. It was never intended for kids.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they would show a B film, a feature film, maybe a travel log, and they'd have a cartoon. The cartoon would be for that audience. It would be evening. People didn't have television sets, so you'd go down to the theater and you'd watch 2 movies, not just one, plus a
Double feature.
cartoon and a travel log or whatever. They had a news thing. Anyways, they had news bits.
You're talking
So-
like you were there. Are you a vampire?
No, I could have been though.
That's
Would have been nice. Yeah, so the original Looney Tunes and even Mickey Mouse were all intended for adult audiences.
I didn't
And,
like Mickey Mouse until I saw him on South Park being all hardcore.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Now I love him.
Yeah.
Now I have a
Mickey
Halloween
Mouse.
Mickey on my bookshelf in the living room of my house. He's dressed up like Dracula. He's adorable.
Yeah.
I'm a Mickey fan. So were Looney Tunes written by somebody crazy?
Yeah, well, actually, there was Merry Melodies, Looney Tunes, Silly Symphonies, done by the different film companies, and they're class acts now, man. I think they're all good comics.
So if you
yeah.
just got out of the psych ward, you could apply to write for Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
That's good.
Matter of fact, Mickey Mouse was a regular rascal,
A little rascal.
There were cartoons of him pulling down Minnie's pants and.
Bad mouth.
Yeah, he was a bad mouse, man.
That was wrong.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse was a louse.
But it was also
What?
frightfully brilliant.
Yes.
Just like this.
Whoa, what's new on the news, huh?
Beware of the
This is where we
blood.
find out what Morticia and Gomez have been
Across the
discovering out there in newsland. And it's always different. It's not the kind of stuff you'd see on CNN or Fox if you care for either. No, this is better. It's different. And here we go.
Beware of the blob.
Creeps.
And
That's something else.
something that rhymes with creeps. I should have looked up the words. This is a 1958 Halloween song called The Blob. It's on a Halloween CD I have. But it came from a movie called The Blob.
Yeah.
That's about a blob that glides and slides and eats
Yeah.
people up. And it's a gelatinous, huge blob. But the thing is, this is real. We're not doing a movie review. The movie actually was spawned from a supposed real incident that happened in 1950, 8 years before that. Now, The Blob was remade a few times as a
Right,
movie, but
yes, it was.
there was a real incident that inspired this, and I had no idea. And Uncle Infested told us, and he goes, "This is something you guys might like." I was like, "Yes, Uncle Infested,
Yeah.
you're right, we do." He's in the audience. Thank you, Uncle Infested.
Thank you, Confested.
The news today is that the blob is real.
It is real. Just don't let it come get you when it
Yeah.
falls from the sky again.
It's after your brain, too.
Where was this that it was first seen, Gomez? My memory?
First, we have 1846 in one of those states that I don't call real because nothing happens there. So
Yeah, Gomez decides if a state in the U.S. is boring for him, it's not real. It's awesome. It's a conspiracy state.
like Idaho is real because it has potatoes, but
Iowa may not be because that doesn't move him, right?
yes. So this is my conspiracy theory.
So in one of the states back in the mid-1800s, there was a report of the blob, which is interesting because that was before aliens and all that were popular, so it makes it more credible.
Yeah.
And then when was the next one?
Well, I have this cutout courtesy of Uncle Infested that discusses the blob showing up in Texas in 1973, as has been covered.
Okay, that was after the one in 50,
Yeah.
1950.
So here they find further confirmation that it was actually real. They even have here a drawing in the newspaper of a woman who had to deal with the blob, the fifth appearance of the blob apparently.
Yeah.
And
So
her
it's been
name is
seen
Mary Harris.
at least 5 times. What happened with Mary?
Mary realized
Mary up
that
there.
the blob might be a glutton for punishment. Every time somebody would cut it, it would seem to thrive and want to be cut some more into pieces.
Wow, it wants to be multiplied so it can blob in several blobs.
Yes, believe it or not.
Blobify. Leave it a blob. I like that. So in the 50s, I think that was when, was it Pennsylvania?
Yes.
And that was the one that the movie was inspired by. And then Pennsylvania cops had reported it, so they believed it more because it wasn't just pathetic little citizens. It was the cops, and we know the cops are trustworthy, yeah. So the cops reported they found this blob, and one of them actually was bold enough to touch it, and it stuck to his hand, and he couldn't get it off, but then it evaporated, like the parts, the gelatinous stuff, and it just left a sticky kind of film. So luckily it did not eat him, but it would not get off his hand, so I guess it was trying.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of fascinating, and there's different theories, like it's kind of like planetary goo that drops, and some people think it's aliens. Like there's a lot of different theories around what this thing is. But no one really knows, but it's just kind of cool because now when you're late at night at home alone watching The Blob, you can be like, you know, other horror movies, you're like, no, that would never happen. There is no Jason with a hockey mask, but there is a blob. You never
There
know
is a
if it's
blob.
going to come back and if it's going to fall in your backyard. You just don't know.
What else can we talk about?
We have been Halloween shopping already. We went to TJ Maxx, and it's only August. I don't know when this is going to air all over for everyone, but like it's on live TV right now. So if you guys are watching, there is Halloween stuff out at TJ Maxx. There's Halloween stuff out at Michael's and Joann's.
How is Michael's doing in the shadow of Hobby Lobby?
Do we have a Hobby Lobby?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Michael's has certain stuff that Hobby Lobby doesn't, like certain types of jewelry. I like jewelry, so and certain kinds of decor. I don't know. They're different. Like Joann's and Michael's are different, so
Yeah.
it's like the same profile but different items. So if you're really hardcore into Halloween, like they'll have different brands and different like designs.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to Hobby Lobby for anything spooky.
I know they have some stuff.
Because
but,
of the ownership, you know.
yeah, they're more like conservative.
Yeah, they really are. They passed that thing where, because the company is Christian and therefore against contraception, so, it's stupid.
So are they making Halloween condoms now or something?
Well, so I went in there, you know, and there was all these like, God loves you and all this religious stuff. It was upbeat, it was nice and positive, but to me it looked like fluff. It wasn't in any way gritty or nerdy or anything.
Gritty, should there be gritty God quotes, like God will smite you?
Well, they didn't have a Gothic
bad?
cross, you know? I mean, a Gothic cross would be nice, right? They didn't even have that. So, yeah, I walked through there and I go, man, this is mashed potatoes, man. And it doesn't
I like
have
mashed
gravy
potatoes.
on it,
Oh, get
you
some
know?
gravy, some bacon bits,
Yeah,
sour
so,
cream.
and I went over to Michael's, and boy, I could see it was
My
it's better. They had the yin and yang symbol over at Michael's, but there was no yin and yang over at Hobby Lobby. No, nothing that you would construe. So, you know, I was thinking, so what kind of Halloween mask are they going to have at Hobby Lobby? I'm sure they're not going to have anything that's like like a Satan one.
If they do it at all, and a lot of Christians are not down with Halloween, and some are, so it depends on where you're from. Maybe they would just do like Mickey Mouse or like...
I don't know. There was this neighbor that used to have back in Chicago, and they put up a big
to
sign. They
Mickey
had
Mouse.
5 little kids, all cute little munchkins, but they put up this big sign on Halloween that said, "We are Christian. We don't celebrate Halloween." And I'm thinking, whoa, that's a good way to get people to come to your church, whatever one that is.
I know some churches do Halloween
But then
trick-or-treating,
I knew this, but there are hip churches. There's this one church in Sacramento that runs the Haunted Mansion, man.
Yes.
And all these people come, and I think, wow, what a great PR piece for that church. So, it comes every which way, right? It's like ice cream. But yeah, there's some religious groups that get really ticked about any kind of horror.
We're talking about that in our next episode, because in the next episode we're reviewing 3 TV shows that a lot of Christians got taken off the air.
Yeah, the current one that there's been a petition on is the Omens on Amazon.
The Good Omens?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's our show that we reviewed
Yeah,
earlier.
they're trying to get it off, but I don't
What's wrong with it?
I don't know. And the other one with the Satan,
But it's
what's that
just-
called? Is it called Lucifer? I think
Yes.
it's on Lucifer.
Yeah.
It was on network television, and it's for the 3rd season.
They had to go to Netflix because
Yeah,
they had to fit.
and Netflix
But in that one,
bought it.
Lucifer's kind of wimpy and emo, and he's not even bad. Like,
No, I mean
I'm sorry,
I'm looking
Ophelia.
at it. It's based
My
on a
sister's in the
comic book.
audience, and she
I'm
likes
based on a
them,
comic book, and
Yeah.
it's
You're based on a comic book?
no, it's based. I am this, but definitely.
Wow, that's cool.
But he's I really enjoyed the show. I liked all the characters and the dialogue, and
I had a
just thought it was
problem that
creative.
he's so into this female cop because she's boring.
Oh, well, each to their own taste, right? I mean,
But he's emo, so I wouldn't go out with him either. Like,
I wanted Kane to survive. I was really bummed out when Kane just was taken off.
I liked
He was
him.
my
He
favorite
interesting,
character,
yeah.
well, for a show you didn't much prefer, you watched all the episodes. Okay, relax. All right. So, I think that. Yeah, I don't think.
Do you think the Christians dislike Slappy that would take that off the air?
I don't know. Well, certain Christians. I wouldn't put it on all Christians. There's some really hip and cool Christians, right? Right? Yeah. So, you don't want to down everybody because of some.
No, I was talking about the ones who took it off the air, not general Christians.
Oh, yeah. A lot of those petitions, I think, hey, I'm signing this petition. You want to sign it? People just do it because they,
What I don't understand is if you don't like something,
But-
don't watch it.
Yeah.
Just let other people watch it. Don't watch it.
Yeah. Why do you want to dictate?
Yeah.
What a network or Netflix or Amazon or Hulu can run? And what is the point of this? Just let it be.
Mind control, man.
Yeah, and let the ratings
Speak for themselves.
Yeah, let the ratings.
Yeah.
If people are watching it, there's a market. Then okay, it's good. But the Golden Girls, which is considered like
Aren't they
classic
dead or
now,
something?
right? The Golden Girls. There were religious groups trying to get that show off the air.
The old lady show?
Yeah, the old lady show, because they dealt with issues that hadn't been dealt with. It was kind of like All in the Family.
I love that. It's funny.
Yeah, so they were trying to
It's
get
so
the
non-peaceful.
Golden Girls off the air. And then they would do boycotts, and they would write the sponsors. I mean, now this thing is
That's
on.
horrifying.
It's on. What's the family network? It's
ABC,
the
no?
card company.
Hallmark.
Hallmark, yeah, it's
Thank
on
you.
Hallmark. I mean, so we've gone from, we gotta get this filth off the air to the Hallmark channel. Boy, oh boy. Well, it just shows you that
Times change in perspective.
David, are you getting excited or what? Anyway, it's times
Wait.
change,
If you're
right?
going to talk to yourself, you have to answer yourself. You ask yourself a question. Are you getting excited? You have
Yeah,
to
somebody the
answer.
other day said, David, I noticed you talk to yourself in the third person. I go, yeah, I know.
I do that all the time. It's quite normal.
It is.
But I answer myself. So if
Yeah.
you don't make yourself feel unloved. If you ask yourself a question, answer.
Well, I give myself a self-hug.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, life is fun. Life is an adventure. And,
Except if you're an actor and you get canceled.
yeah, well, it's a hard profession. Oh,
Like
Kim
the
Novak
serial
is
is
in a
also good.
swim. Oh,
It is.
Kim Novak, we got 1 minute.
Do I know Kim Novak?
No, Kim Novak. She's
actors
in,
We never hung out.
She's in
50s, no?
Alfred Hitchcock movie.
50s, it's got to be, yeah.
Yeah,
That's when all that stuff was
she's
out.
a- she-
You know everything, I love it.
She's in White City in the swim class over there. She's 86.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it.
Is this
Kim
like
Novak.
right now?
Huh? Yeah, right now.
So you go hang out?
Huh? Yeah, I was over there.
Is she cool?
Yeah, 86. She wears glasses. She looks like a movie star.
Cool.
And, what was that? I forget the movie. Anyways, we gotta go. We'll be back. Maybe someday we'll have Kim Novak on.
That would be beautiful. And frightfully brilliant.
It would be. That's right. Frightfully brilliant. What? Really? You like it? Woo! Hey, all right. Hey. Hey, what you doing over there, girl?
Lip chapstick.
Oh,
Not drugs.
not drugs, huh?
No drugs. Just chapstick.
Just chapstick. Well, hey.
I'm sorry, I got nothing to share.
You know what? We did good. We had to ad-lib for 10 minutes and we did it.
Yeah, we still are, yeah.
It's still on?
Yeah, I did.
I thought
Yeah.
he said it was on.
I did, I thought that, yeah.
See, he screwed me over, but now you guys know that I would be the same off camera.
Yeah, that's right.
I wouldn't have done it for you had I known the camera was on, but I do
Hey,
this.
Yeah. Hey, it's all good.
I didn't even need a mirror.
No, you didn't need a
I
mirror.
didn't.
So,
You know what I would like?
What?
Halloween potatoes.
what?
Halloween yeah, pumpkin. Like
Isn't that like nasty
you
sweet
call that
potatoes? I don't
pumpkin?
know.
no,
Like
you
a
know we're
potato
talking
that-
about mashed potatoes and stuff. So what would Halloween mashed potatoes be like?
Wouldn't they be like sweet potatoes because it tastes like pumpkin pie, kind of?
It could be
Like yams?
But I want to see a shape, like where there is
Do you
pumpkin.
want somebody to mold the mashed potatoes into a pumpkin?
Yes, please.
All right, I can do that.
Thank you.
Would I get anything special for doing that? Like,
I think so. I can arrange something.
I can make you pumpkin mashed potatoes. What do you want them to taste like?
Wait, how about those, you had the,
You want gravy on top or bacon or like
Yeah, the gravy could look nice too, I think. Like ghosties.
white gravy?
Yes.
Like a pumpkin ghost.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do this. Maybe I'll bring it on the show or take a picture.
That would be
You
the
need
best
pumpkin
DIY
mashed potatoes.
ever.
This is what we talk about when we don't know we're being filmed. Pumpkin mashed potatoes. It's like that
well,
thing.
I think we're gonna have to say adieu
Are you
to
sure
our
this time?
audience.
Is it really?
Yes.